Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Daltonians TFs, and real quick, today we're taking a look at the first little part of the Chaos on Velocitron Titan's Return box set. Very nice artwork here. I really do dig this, and as it says right here, it's a fantasy scene, so a lot of these things aren't going to be accurate. Like, you don't have the actual cab on the back of Laser Prime here. Nautica doesn't have her little visor, proper knee pads, or her antenna, but there is a good way to fan mode that. We'll take a look at that here later. And Fastlane doesn't, it's all just artwork. Very nice artwork here. You do get the renders here on the front, and it does say that Rodimus does have die-cast parts. We'll get into that later too. You got Fastlane, Nautica, Prime, and Quick Switch, and you've got the Speed, which this is just based on the back of like the regular Titan's Return figure cards. So we'll go over here to the side and back up my camera so you can see this. There are going to be two more other packs. The next one is the Strength Pack or the Siege on Cybertron, so I wonder what the other two are going to be. A lot of speculation as to who's going to be in those sets as well. Other side, just your little information. On the top here, we get, again, the characters along with their renders. So you can see that. And just a quick forewarning, Quick Switch does not have the helmet that he is shown having here, but we'll get into that on his part of this video series. We've got all the figures here on the back, and it does go over, it says here, immeasurable power awaits on Velocitron, where the fastest spots in the universe race for the ultimate prize, temporary dominion over the power of speed to control as one desires. So basically kind of like the premise of that little arc in the Transformers Cybertron series. So let's go ahead and get this open, and then we'll take a look at the paperwork and start on our first couple of figures. Alright, so first things first, we're going to take a look at the paperwork. Now, as I was saying, in the Cybertron series, Velocitron was one of the planets that kind of that had inhabitants that kind of just split off from Cybertron, like you had Paradron from G1. So that's kind of an example. And Velocitron, as the name implies, is all about racing. The whole planet is just covered in racetracks. So that's a pretty cool way of them doing that. And whoever wins the big race gets to have the trophy and gets to be leader of the planet, or something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched the series. But inside of that trophy was the Velocitron or Speed Planet key. So again, we got that same artwork here on this little poster. And on the back we got the bios. So again, it says the same. Now it does have a little bit more here. So see, temporary dominion over the speed of anything the wielder chooses. Bots, vehicles, planets, or even time itself. The Autobots cannot let this power fall into the sinister hands of the Decepticons. They win a critical victory when Rodimus Prime crosses the finish line first. But when the race is over, the true battle begins. The Autobots brace for a firefight as chaos erupts on Velocitron. So that's pretty much the little story that they give with it. And starting off with bios, here we have Rodimus. So let's go ahead and skim across that. So basically he now has to be a Titan Master in order to use his power. And those are his stats that you get added on to the different characters. Also, we got Fastlane here. So he's an escape decoy. And there's that. And his stats, so not too bad there. And we'll focus on the other three when we look at their videos. So as you can tell by that, we'll look at Rodimus and Fastclash. Go ahead and open this, and inside here, get this open. We do have a little collector's card with that same artwork, much like what we got with the Combiner Wars cards, so nothing special. And then you get two different instruction booklets. You get one that has Optimus. And okay, on one side it's Optimus in all three of his modes. Then on the other you've got Nautica and Fastlane, or as he's now being called, Fastclash, as well as Rodimus, but we all know that's like literally one step between each mode. And then this one is all quick switch, so we won't bother looking at that one. So we'll set this aside and bring in our first two members here. We got Fastclash, or I'm just going to call him Fastlane because, well, that's who it is. He is one of the Autobot clones, as most people will know, and he's not bad. He actually rolls really well. He does have these back two wheels are the clip-on wheels, and the front two are pinned in for once. But the way they molded them, they are actually really smooth, so they roll really well. They don't, not like all these other ones that have the detailings etched into the wheels. So, and he does have a lot of clearance. There's not really anything that's causing clearance problems. Maybe if we can go like that. Yeah, still rolls really well. He does have the Titan Master compatibility in vehicle mode. You just basically lift up this little section here, and you get those little grooves. Let's take Rodimus, straighten him out, and he just, actually that little section right there is where he plugs into, so just peg his heel into there, set him down, close these back up. And there we've got Rodimus and Fastclash. So, there's that. Let's go ahead and take him out of here. Now, he is... this type of Legends is only in the box sets. I thought that would have been a little bit bigger, like a bigger size class, like what the old Scout class was. But this guy is pretty much the exact same size as the regular Legends. I will grab Bumblebee and Wheelie when we get to robot mode. They're in robot mode as it is, so feeling kind of lazy about that. Real quick, if you don't like the look of this with the arms sticking out the front here, you can easily rotate them back. Rotate here, bend at the elbow, and bring those down. And if you don't like the arms hanging off the back like that, you can just rotate them, and maybe they're like the parachutes for a dragster. And it does make him look even more like a dragster or Formula 1 car, or maybe a hybrid of the two. But it does clean up the vehicle mode quite a bit. So to actually get into his transformation, let's go ahead and go back to where he would be stock. From here, we flip up the feet and bring back the arm sections. Lift up this just a smidge to where you can get it rotated back, and flip out the hands. And that's pretty much it for Fastclash. Well, Fastlane. Now, like his original toy, now it isn't a rub symbol, but it is just tempoed on. You do get the, car emblem for the clone, and then you get the Autobot symbol on his belly. Get that nice little white stripe, white painted hands, really nicely done face. I mean, he's got that little strip of metallic blue for the eyes, or for the visor. Wish I could have gotten underneath, but white on the face, and little bits of silver here on the ankles. A little bit of red painted there too. Nice silver rims. Got that little tempograph back there. That looks pretty cool. Now he does have these two little ports here. I do not know what they're for. And his legs split apart here at the pelvis. So I don't know if that's for the transformation for Cloudraker, because you also get this big opening here. So I wonder if there's actually going to be a hinge section here where the nose folds up underneath, and then the legs split apart to become the wings. So someone else mentioned a combination, but I think that's purely for the nose to flip up into here and for there to be wings on the legs, because if you get them oriented in just the right way, flip around like that, you do have kind of a flying type of shape. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out here around SDCC, maybe? San Diego Comic-Con. That'll be in July, I believe. Yeah, July, somewhere in July. So as far as articulation goes, now that I've done rambling, does rotate side to side though. The spoiler does go with it, and it is on a 5mm socket, so you can take it off entirely if you want to, but he does have that pole sticking off the back of his head. I'm sure if you wanted to, you could put a pin, punch that pin out and still use it. Maybe clip off ends of it to where it can just pop in and off. I don't know, but it does help clean it up. But there is that. Ball jointed shoulders, in and out, rotates, and all the joints on here are fairly stiff. So tips on a ball joint, thigh swivel again pretty tight where it actually untabbed him. Bends about 90 degrees, a little over 90 degrees at the knee, and he does have a little bit of foot movement due to the transformation. So now that we've got Fastlane done, let's go ahead and move on to Rodimus here. Figure go ahead and do him in the same review since he's pretty simple. Nice newly molded Titan Master. He is painted up very much like the Rodimus Prime character. Let's bring this in. He does have that white face and visor. Get a little bit of orange and yellow here on his chest. The black paint all over his legs. Now the torso is die cast as well as the face here on the back. So let's go ahead and transform into head mode. And he's a fairly nicely done Rodimus Prime head. He looks a lot better than the renders made him look. Renders made him look really old, but very nicely done. The red is a little muted, but not nearly as bad as some people were making it out. You do get a little bit of white bleeding through, especially here on the sides. They didn't get a very good job right there or here. But the eyes, I don't really see any issues with the eyes. Maybe it is a bleeding a little bit on the edge there, but not bad enough to where it's going to cause me any problems. You do get that magenta, or that kind of burgundy here on the sides, the crest. Nice amount of silver there. So let's go ahead and see how he looks compared to the regular Hot Rod head. And yeah, this looks way more like Ironhide than it does Hot Rod. I think I'm going to display him now with this head over the regular. So let's go ahead and see how he looks on the Hot Rod body, which I have modified a little bit. I have trimmed down these little side sections here to allow the spoiler to become more visible. Let's go ahead and bring up the camera so you can see that properly. And I left the hood unfolded. I mean, you could just fold it in just to clean things up some. Still having issues with his hips. Let's go ahead and pop this on. Come on, get in there. And he looks a lot better now. I mean, yeah, I would love to see Hasbro do a leader class or even a Voyager class Rodimus Prime. And I'm sure they're going to do it. I think this is just going to hold on to the name for this year, and then maybe for Power of the Primes we'll see Rodimus in there. But looks really good. The joint, I will warn you, is very tight. So what I suggest doing is unscrewing that screw here on the belly, pulling them apart, and maybe sanding down the ball joint a little bit, or get something in there and sand down the inside of the socket, because even the arms here, I'm going to try to carefully get them off without breaking anything. Even the arms, the ball joints on the arms are painted. So just beware of that. And like I said, open that up, sand it down, that way you're not having any issues with the ball joint snapping off, because it was so tight I was afraid of the plastic just shearing off. So I mean, it is still a little tight, but nowhere near as bad as before. So And he looks a lot better like this. I mean, I can see this being Hot Rod from the cartoon now, as opposed to Ironhide with Rodimus cosplay. So that pretty much does it for this video of the part 1 of the Titans Return Chaos on Velocitron box set. Wow, I completely forgot. So next we'll be taking a look at Nautica, and then followed by, Laser Prime and Quick Switch. So hope you guys enjoyed this first part. There'll be 3 more parts coming, along with the overview, so I guess 4 parts, or just do the overview in the last one. Anyways, we'll figure it out. So hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out all the links down in the description, my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter page, all down there. Also be sure to check out all the video or shows on the Cool Table Network. But the main one you need to check out, as far as I'm concerned, is Stasis Lock every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also be sure to check out every other Saturday the Cybercast and Galactic Gumbo. Cybercast is 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Galactic Gumbo pretty much just varies. Usually it's about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out those links down in the description, and we'll see you all next time.